Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the latest news coming out of the sports betting industry. If you're watching on TV, you're seeing us on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV. We're also on the website every Monday morning, turnpikesports.us. Go to the website, and we'll be right there every Monday morning for you. Press releases info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep those coming in. We love hearing from everybody out in the community. This week, state and national reports. We've got more December records to talk about.
Really? Okay.
Yes. And for everyone who follows the show, usually we do a New York segment for the state and national reports. This week, we're going to replace New York with Ontario.
Ah, wow. A New York free report,
New York free.
Wow. Boy.
Over in the deals, we've got a golf deal, we've got a restaurant deal, we've got a cornhole deal, and we've got a geolocation deal to talk about.
Okay.
Industry updates, we're going to be talking national numbers here with the American Gaming Association's revenue tracker for the month of November of 2023.
Okay.
We've also got more cease and desist letters going out,
All right.
as well as a situation involving fanatics in Massachusetts.
Oh, all right. A situation, huh?
Situation.
A situation.
And then we're going to finish up the show talking legislation with news coming out of New Jersey, Minnesota, and Missouri.
All right.
We're going to start our state and national reports right after this.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-479-3522. That's 800-479-3522. 800-479-3522.
Attention. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, watch this urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by hiring 87,000 new agents to garnish your paycheck and put liens on homes and businesses. They can even seize your bank account. The IRS calls it enforced compliance, and now they have the manpower to get you. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily. So call One Stop Tax Relief Shop and get the IRS off your back. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. And no other tax shop gets you more or faster approvals. One Stop Tax Relief has resolved thousands of cases since 2014 and saved clients millions of dollars. Call now for a free consultation. Connect with tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Call 800-605-0688. 800-605-0688.
One Stop Tax Relief Shop.
We're going to start off our state and national reports going to the state of Louisiana.
Really? Okay.
Louisiana reported their December sports betting numbers. They have reported a record handle for the third straight month.
Wow.
$377 million.
Louisiana is a very fascinating state for me because not all of Louisiana, sports betting isn't legal in the entire state of Louisiana. Certain parishes, or what other people call, or counties, what other states call counties, they call parishes, but not all the parishes in the state allow sports betting. So it's I wonder if that's the only state that's like. I mean, it's one of those things, like a portion of the state sports betting is illegal. So interesting.
Yeah, I think that probably is the case, that they're the only one, especially since
I'm trying to think of another state, but I can't.
Since the parishes run themselves, basically, inside the overall state. Louisiana also reported record gross gaming revenue of $56.5 million, record adjusted gaming revenue of $55.8 million. So just about $1 million difference between those two. Louisiana also became the 17th state with at least one monthly revenue of at least $50 million.
Okay.
And the all-time handle in the state passed $5 billion, $5.275 billion. and $1.04 billion was placed in the final 3 months of the year.
Wow, good for Louisiana.
So a lot of action in the end of the sports betting calendar.
A pretty active fall and early winter.
Yes.
I gotta tell you, around the country.
And the state also reported a record parlay revenue of $43 million.
See, that's the thing now. Everyone's counting the parlay stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
that's how the sports books make money. You
Yes.
know? And so,
I have to thank Chris Altruda over at Better Collective for making the parlay report a big thing for people.
I wonder if he's the one who started it all. He's the guy I read the most about parlays.
He's the numbers guy out there. And
so it's
everything
great.
he reports is great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
over in Michigan, we've got Michigan reporting their December sports betting numbers. Their third straight month of record handle, $613 million. Record mobile handle as well with $583 million. A record gross gaming revenue of $65.9 million, and record adjusted gaming revenue of $39.9 million.
Wow.
FanDuel had a state revenue record with $25 million. DraftKings set a record revenue for itself with $17.5 million in revenue and posted its fourth consecutive month with record handle. This month was just under $170 million for the operator.
Wow. Okay.
Over in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we've got some numbers from there for December for sports betting. Record gross gaming revenue. I'm getting tired of saying record.
It's been nonstop. I
Yes.
mean, like I said, this autumn has been amazing for the sports books.
It's a very impressive year
And for
overall.
the states, too.
Yes.
I know it's great that the sports operators sportsbook operators are doing good, but the states are the really ones that get most of the revenue for their schools, their roads, and
Yes.
things like that. So good for them.
Like I said, we have AGR of $72.5 million, GGR record also $98 million. Pennsylvania also became the second state, alongside New York, to pass $500 million in tax revenue.
Yeah, see, that's what
Yes.
I'm talking about. See, the state makes out.
Also, the state recorded a second straight month of at least $900 million in handle. And the 2023 handle of $7.68 billion marked the first time that Pennsylvania cleared the $7.5 billion mark in a single year.
Wow, okay, good.
Moving up 95, we're going to Connecticut. We've got the December sports betting report from the state of Connecticut. Fourth straight month of record handle there. $212.171 million.
Great.
Also record gross gaming revenue, record adjusted gaming revenue.
I got to tell you, Connecticut likes their sports betting. Anytime I drive through Connecticut, I always see the billboards and things
Yes.
like that. So, no, it's a great state, great market.
And all-time handle for the state passed $3.5 billion.
Good.
Over in Mississippi, they reported their December numbers. Remember, Mississippi has sort of online sports betting to go along with their retail betting.
Wait. Mississippi has online, but you have to be on the particular
Exactly.
property?
Exactly.
Okay. So I guess technically they have mobile sports betting, sort of, kind of?
They do, but they don't.
Limited mobile
Yes,
sports betting?
that's the best way to put it. The 2023 revenue for the state passed the $50 million mark. Over in Oregon, the state of Oregon reported their December numbers. Record handle, $73.8 million. Record revenue of $9.7 million.
Wow. Now, Oregon's one of those states, them and Colorado, they're the big ones with the table tennis, right? They love their table tennis.
They do
do
not
very
release.
well.
They do not release the
it,
number. They don't
so-
now since they turned it over to DraftKings.
Okay.
Oregon and New Hampshire are the only two states that are solely DraftKings.
Wow. Okay.
So
So I gotta get my table tennis numbers from DraftKings in Oregon.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, if you're not in Colorado,
Oregon, it fascinates me. Colorado and Oregon, they love their table tennis. It's always like insanely high handle for table tennis, and I great sport, I guess, but it's they must have like this base of table tennis fans in those two states.
it's one of the niche sports that consistently averages around 10 million a month.
Could it be considered a niche sport? Because my God, it has this handle of sports betting. I mean, did it drift out of niche sports? I know it's not heavily televised.
If it's not one of the 5 or 6 top sports,
I guess
you
so.
got to include NASCAR in there. All that's
Sure.
motor racing. It's still a niche sport.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Going north of the border, we're going to Ontario. Ontario reported their third quarter fiscal year report, October 1st to December 31st of 2023. According to the report, the total wagers were $17.2 billion.
Wow.
That's their handle, basically.
That's a great market.
And that includes everything. That's not, they don't break it down like that. It's sports betting, iGaming, online poker as well. So overall,
So what you're getting from Ontario is just the whole thing.
right, they do break it
That's-
down, but the overall numbers are including everything.
Okay. All right.
17.2 billion handle. That's a 21% increase from the previous quarter. The total revenue, 658 million, which was also a 22% increase over the previous quarter. 49 operators, 72 gaming websites. I'm just running right through these numbers. 1.2 million active player accounts.
Wow.
That's
okay.
impressive
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Average monthly spend per active account is $186. That's Canadian. Casino games, including slots, live, and computer-based table games, and peer-to-peer bingo, accounted for 13.7 billion of the total handle,
Okay.
and 471 million of the revenue.
All right.
Betting, which includes sports, esports, proposition, and novelty bets. That's how they break all that down.
Interesting. Okay.
As well as exchange betting, because they do allow exchanges up there.
Okay.
Accounted for nearly 3.1 billion of the handle.
You know, it's an interesting thing. I was doing an interview with a journalist in Canada, and I always joked around with, so what is the big betting sport? Certainly it's hockey, right? He said, yes, it's hockey, but also take a look at hurling, because you know that thing
Is it
on the
hurling
ice?
or curling?
Curling or hurling?
Hurling.
Hurling is throwing up.
Yes.
But I guess curling?
Yes.
Is that what he called
Yes.
it? Curling?
Yes,
The thing
curling.
with the brooms?
With the broom,
and- yeah,
yes.
okay.
So hurling is what you do after watching too much curling.
You know when I was in Canada and had too much Labatt's?
There you
Yeah, I was
The sport of hurling.
I was a hurling pro.
go. That's a niche sport
Yeah,
in and of itself
right.
right
It was
there.
the sport of kings, hurling. So,
And
okay.
last number from Ontario is peer-to-peer poker.
Oh, okay.
431 million of the total handle and 17 million of the total revenue.
Okay.
That's it for the state and national and international reports. We're going to start talking deals right now. BetMGM announced a marketing partnership with a company called Real Golf. Real Golf is an on-course video system that captures shots for players on signature holes and runs automated par 3 challenges. Basically, they take the video and make games out of them.
Oh, okay.
And also,
That's
they do
interesting.
instructional stuff as well.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
Real Golf is preparing to install its par 3 challenge technology at Gold Canyon Golf Resort in Phoenix and Carter Plantation Golf Course in Springfield, Louisiana.
Okay.
What this will allow Real Golf to do, players can get a token at the pro shop before they go out onto the course.
Okay.
They will have access to 2 par 3 contests, which basically, using the Real Golf system, they capture the hole that they're playing and generates a computer
Wow.
tracking system and keeps score compared to other players
See,
that
that's
are also
cool. I
part
like
of the
that.
Real Golf
I
thing.
love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well, that's where the par 3 challenge hole is. You know, they take their best shot on that challenge hole.
Okay.
And then everybody competes to see who has the best score for their win prizes, all that
Well,
stuff.
that's great.
So what they're going to be doing is incorporating BetMGM marketing material into the game. And everyone who signs up for Real Golf and plays on Real Golf will be basically inundated with BetMGM marketing material.
That's great. I
Yeah,
love
no,
that.
I think this
love
is an
that
actual-
idea. As a golfer,
Yes.
I just that's great.
I just love the fact that this is something that is sort of outside the box thinking, but it's really not if you think about it, because golf is a big betting sport.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no. I know professional sports bettors who just specialize in golf.
Yes.
And it's amazing how they do it. I mean, it's certainly they take a ton of things into weather is
Yes.
a big thing. Weather, wind, where the hole placement. It's an amazing betting sport. It's great for live betting.
Yes.
because it is the right tempo. You got enough time between shots to place your bets and what you
Yes.
want to do. So it's a great sport.
And the other advantage for something like Real Golf for the golf courses, it's passive income. They don't have to do anything. Once the system is installed, it's just a moneymaker for them.
Perfect.
Over in Pennsylvania, this is a regional restaurant deal. We have Betway announcing a partnership with the Sports and Social Allentown.
Oh,
They are the official sports betting partner of that restaurant.
okay.
The only reason I
Now, wait,
mentioned this
Sport and Social,
is
isn't
it has
that
a lot of FanDuel stuff.
Yeah, well, but I think I actually
in Live Philly.
Live Philly, that
Yep.
Sport and Social. Okay, okay.
But
all right.
they have a deal with FanDuel in that one.
Okay.
This is a standalone restaurant.
All right.
This is Sports and Social
was this
Allentown.
Betway?
This is Betway.
Okay.
It's multi-year agreement. They're going to be having an in-house LED board that highlights Betway's live odds and promotions, on-site activations, which means there's going to be marketing people signing people
Great.
up for
Good.
Betway. They're going to have watch parties, food and beverage promotions, and they're going to be people who have a Betway account will be credited with material for the sportsbook as well.
Wow, great,
Yes.
great. See, why doesn't Jersey do this?
Oh, that's not the end of it.
Only
That's-
Pennsylvania does. There's one with
Chickies and
Chickies
Pete's.
and Pete's. They have kiosks and windows there, for
exactly.
God's sake.
Also, Betway will be receiving a specialized menu item.
Okay.
They're going to have a Crush the Spread drink that they're going to be sponsoring.
All right.
Outdoor Crush bar. I don't know what the thing is with Crush, but, you know. And then also they're going to be on billboards around the area, LED screens, social media channels, all that
I'm
stuff.
assuming the outdoor bar will, closer to late spring, summer.
I would assume so. Well, unless they get outdoor heaters.
Because Allentown now in January is in January or February, whenever this is going to
Just because this is outdoor doesn't mean there's not,
That's
walls
true.
around
Okay,
it. So,
all right.
You know.
Yeah.
But also, and
Think
so
fire pits. Maybe they
Yes.
should have fire pits and heaters.
well, there
outside.
are bars up.
There's a bar right up down the street from us.
Yeah.
They have like
Outdoor,
fire
yep.
pits.
But even in New England, they have outdoor bars that have the kerosene heaters outside. That's why they don't allow smoking.
You know what I'm still seeing outside? I think it happened during the pandemic. Are these bubbles
Yes.
around certain tables that
Yeah.
So I've never tried one. I've never been in one, but
Yep.
I still see them. So
Over in the cornhole world,
I did an interview with a
yes,
cornhole. So.
we actually did a commissioner interview with their commissioner.
Yes, and they actually have a. I saw a channel on my smart TV that they have a cornhole.
They
channel.
also have a lot of betting on them.
Yeah.
So the American Cornhole League has done a deal with U.S. Integrity.
Nice, good.
U.S. Integrity will supply team members with integrity tools, visibility on future events so they know what's being bet on and all that kind of jazz with that. Also, they're going to be given a complete suite of educational services to the athletes, the front office people of the ACL, so that they can know exactly what are the obvious and the more subtle ways to compromise the integrity of an event.
Can I tell you that's a captivating sport. I don't know why. Every time I see it on TV, I stop and I look at it a little bit, but I get caught up in it. I don't know what it is about cornhole, and I really enjoyed it. We saw it live in Atlantic City.
Yep.
Where the hell was that? It was the old.
It was in the old showboat.
It was So
They converted the where the main floor was into a actual stadium.
Lucky Snake Arcade in the showboat,
Right.
and they had. I think it was American Cornhole.
It was the ACL, yeah.
Yeah, ESPN was there. No, it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yep. Last story for deals, we have Prize Picks.
Okay.
They have announced a company deal with XPoint, the geolocation company.
Oh, all right.
Yes, so they're going to be providing some geofencing and geolocation services and any fraud detection material for Prize Picks players, and it's going to be integrated all throughout the system.
Great.
That's it for the deals. Let's head on over to some industry updates right after this.
Every 40 seconds, a kid is reported missing. Find the Children provides educational material that teaches your kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs are very successful in bringing kids back home to their family. You can help protect our kids and bring the missing kids home safe by donating your unwanted car, truck, SUV, or van, running or not. We guarantee you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast free pickup, usually within 24 hours. Over 2,000 kids are reported missing every day. Call now to donate your vehicle. Donate now to bring these kids home safe.
Call 800-934-2260. 800-934-2260. 800-934-2260.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. The American Gaming Association released their commercial gaming revenue tracker for the month of November 2023. According to the report, the industry has reported its 31st consecutive month of year-over-year growth and the highest grossing November ever.
Wow. Okay.
Gaming revenue from
And
traditional...
that's all gaming. That's just
This
not
is commercial
sports
gaming.
betting. This is commercial gaming.
Yes, not Native American.
No, I'm talking about it's not only sports
It's
betting.
everything.
It's everything. So.
Traditional casino games, sports betting, and iGaming hit a total of $5.38 billion in terms of revenue for the month of November.
Okay.
In terms of gaming revenue for the entire year, it's just under $60 billion. Again, as this report came out, there were more states reporting, so these numbers are a little higher if you're keeping day-to-day tracking numbers of this. As according to the report, just under $60 billion in terms of year-to-date revenue of 2023 to November. Online gaming decelerated in terms of revenue, just under 15%, talking about the rate of decline, because the handle in sports betting was very low.
Okay.
The handle was about 6%.
Really? All right.
The lowest level since June of 2022. The interesting part of that was the handle went up in terms of sports betting.
Okay.
Yeah. Better bettors, I guess, as you can say.
There is so much information out there. There are so many sites and so many podcasts and so many things helping out with your betting. You know what to look for and how to properly bet and what's the best bets to make. I mean, people are getting a lot smarter.
Well, the other thing is more states are coming online, too. Sure. I mean, we don't have all 50 states. We've got like 32 states right now, so 33 states that have sports betting, plus D.C. and Puerto Rico and all that stuff. So, but according to the commercial gaming revenue tracker, commercial sports betting revenue reached $9 billion. That's 46% ahead of the same time last year. So it's growing, but it's not growing as fast as it was before. iGaming vertical.
That's one of those things you can quote any statistic and meld it into what you want it to say, kind of thing. So it's a very interesting thing.
iGaming revenue went up to $533 billion. So it's 6 active states, 17.8% increase year over year. So industry is doing well.
Yeah, very well, very well. And look, iGaming, I'm very curious to see what other states jump on board. Right now we have 6. I know New York is trying to do a big push for it. I know Maryland wants iGaming because one thing about online casinos, that's where the operators make the most money. Sports betting is nice, but it doesn't make the money that iGaming does.
Over in Massachusetts, Fanatics Sportsbook will be facing an adjudicatory hearing regarding a mistaken bet. A betting error, I should say, that was discovered. A $50 future bet was based on college football's Fenway Bowl. It was immediately corrected by Fenway. Fanatics told the Mass Gaming Commission that it was the failure of a toggle switch that was not hit on their side.
Okay.
It was corrected immediately. Bet was refunded and voided. But a report from the investigation division of the commission said that they need more information, so they're going to have a adjudicatory hearing in February regarding how the error occurred and if there's going to be a repeat.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big thing. I think it was caught, and I think it was dealt with very responsibly and immediately. And I think this is looking to see what happened and just
this is dotting I's and crossing
Let's make
T's,
sure this doesn't happen again.
And last but not least, we have the Michigan Gaming Control Board issuing some cease and desist letters to Prediction Strike, Stake.us, and VGW, all running the Pick'em style fantasy games.
Oh, okay.
They fall under a whole bunch of different acts: the Lawful Gaming Act, the Lawful Sports Betting Act, the Michigan Gaming Control and Revenue Act, the Michigan Penal Code. And so they sent all these letters out, and they said these companies are going to comply with their requests.
Great, good. Yeah,
let's finish up with some legislative roundup. Starting off our legislative roundup, we're going to the state of New Jersey, our home state.
Oh, okay.
State Senator Joseph Cryon introduced a bill aimed at increasing the regulatory enforcement of advertising rules for gaming operators. S2156. Usually,
We're going to see a lot of those in a
Yes.
lot of states. So.
This aims to protect players by prohibiting operators from advertising to underage individuals and those who have self-excluded from gambling. It adds significant clauses to the gambling laws requiring the Division of Gaming Enforcement to get involved in the monitoring of this. Senator Cryan also sponsors SB 4231, which is a Senate companion bill to a state assembly bill, which is requiring universities, when they have a partnership with a gambling operator, to provide students with gambling education and other responsible gambling tools. The senator is also one of the few senators who has put a bill together to ban this online sale of lottery tickets in the state.
All right.
Over in Minnesota, we've got what is being called Minnesota Sports Betting Act 2.0 being filed by Senator Jeremy Miller, I should say. He hasn't filed it yet, but he released an outline of it, and basically the new bill will include licensing opportunities for Minnesota's 11 tribal nations to offer both retail and online sports betting. License holders will also be able to operate retail sports betting at horse racing tracks and professional sports stadiums.
Good.
Minnesota has had so much trouble getting something passed. We'll see where this one goes. But
that'll
again,
be a great market.
Yeah.
If that ever gets going, that'll be a great market.
Well, this is a new version of the bill he introduced last year.
Okay.
So we'll see where they're going. And also the bill restores some charitable gaming options for the state, too.
Good.
Over in Missouri, we talked last week regarding the Sports Coalition putting out a sports betting proposition initiative that they were going to be collecting signatures for. We now have an analysis by and let me get this right here, the Governor Mike Parsons' administration, a fiscal review of the proposal by the sports initiative here, found a major flaw in it.
Okay.
Yeah, the state's major league sports teams put together a proposal initiative that, according to the governor's office, fails to include a mechanism for allowing state agencies to collect or deposit taxes and fees generated by legalized sports betting.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
So, according to the government, and taxes were the important thing here,
Sure.
you got to have that. So that's kind of a fatal flaw. So,
Well, one of the great things about a lot of states having sports betting is you can take what works and what doesn't work from other states. So I don't think that's a big issue. It certainly has to be addressed. But,
Yes.
I think it can be addressed in a timely fashion.
well, here's the one flaw in that statement. When you have to
My statement?
yeah, when you have to redo a ballot initiative,
oh yeah, you have to. Okay.
yeah, you got whatever your wording is going to be has to be re-reviewed by the Secretary of State or secretaries.
So,
of
do you
state.
think do they have enough time to redo it?
I think this shouldn't be a problem, but again, it depends on how they word everything
Okay.
in terms of the tax collection and depositing. So it may just be a matter of putting a carrot and putting Department of Revenue somewhere in it.
Maybe,
so we'll see. That's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. As always, if you've been watching on TV, there's a ticker flying by with additional news stories we didn't have a chance to cover in this episode of Turnpike Sports Book Report. And as always, when this is released on Monday mornings, there will be a full print version of the book report on our blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. It'll be there. Press releases, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Please keep those coming in. We're getting more and more each week.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.